All right, let me stop here and tell you exactly what this is. This isn't just another podcast that you're going to half listen to while scrolling or doing whatever. This is not background noise. This is a clinic in your ears. So every day for the next 2 weeks, I'm going to be in your head the same way I used to be in the ears of every line I've ever taught in my career. And here's the deal. You're going to hear things here that most people will not tell you because either they don't know or they're too afraid to say it out loud. You know me by now if you've been listening for a while. I am not. I've been doing this for too long. I've been on the field. I've been on the sidelines. I've marched. I've taught. I've cleaned lines. I've designed systems. I've written shows. And I've been in the fire with you guys who thought they weren't good enough until we proved together that they most certainly were. And if we haven't met yet, let me give you a little bit about me, because I want you to know the voice in your earbuds. First of all, in case you missed it, because I haven't said it yet, my name is Mike. I'm the host of Soundstage EDU. And in real life, I'm a production coordinator. I do live events. I'm an AV guy. I run shows that take teams of people to pull off. I set up lights. I set up speakers. I set up stages. I set up video systems, video walls. All the special effects that you see at a live event. That's me. The guy in the back of the room dressed in all black standing in a tech booth running the show. That's me. That's what I do right now. But before all of that, I was in your shoes. I was a Drumline kid. I was a DCI guy for 7 years. I was a young tech in my 20s, screaming about stick heights and reps and posture until my throat was raw. And over the years, I've become one thing. A guy who believes that this activity matters. To me, it matters more than anything else I've ever done. And that's why I'm sitting here in front of this microphone talking to you. I know that precision is not just about clean notes. It's about the kind of person that you become when you chase excellence in every single rep. You see, all of this transcends our music. You take this seriously. You follow my lead on this. You will become a far greater person than you ever imagined, and you can attribute it to this activity. I've seen it change lives. I've heard stories time and time again. Right now, I'm running a TikTok account for band motivation, drumline motivation, and for encouragement for all of your parent helpers. And the one thing I'm noticing more than anything else in that journey, which I'll be honest, only started a week ago, but over 20,000 views in and thousands of comments, the number of grown-ups, your parents, coming out and saying, absolutely right, this changed my life. This activity made me the person I am today. That's really telling. When you have adults telling you that, or telling me, and saying in a public forum that the arts, that this activity, marching band, choir, theater, all of that, literally shaped who they became, that makes you realize the gravity of what it is we're doing here. And that this isn't just some fluff, that this just isn't some childhood activity, regardless of what society tells you. This art matters. When your own federal government stands up and says that music education is a core part of academics, that it sits at the table with math, science, and ELA, what does that tell you guys? It tells you that what we are doing here is very important and that it will and can shape your life. So let's get back to our drumline. And let me say this. Let's ditch the terminology, I play on the drumline, because that pigeonholes you. That makes you one thing, a drummer. And a drummer nowadays, and even when I was in school 30 years ago, that had a negative connotation. We were the slackers, the goof-offs, the loudmouths, the egomaniacs. That needs to end now. If you're listening to this, that tells me that you're interested in change and doing things better. So let's change our terminology to what it actually is. You are a percussionist. A professional position requires a professional title. You are a percussionist, not just a drummer. Drummers bang sticks on things. You, as a percussionist, create art. You create music. You create emotion. You put the heartbeat in the show. You are the first thing people hear as the band comes out of the band room and marches to the football field. You are the reason people stand up and start clapping and cheering. You are the soul of the ensemble. That's what we need to act towards. That's what we need to build towards. And that's what we need to act like. So let's be real. Most of you do not play in a drumline full of prodigies. And that's okay. You don't need prodigies. You simply need people who care. You need people who show up on time. People who take the discipline seriously. People who buy in and who understand that drumline is bigger than just banging sticks on heads. Because talent without discipline is just noise. But discipline takes an average line and makes it dangerous. Discipline is the reason a line looks ordinary on paper, but can walk into a stadium and silence an entire crowd before they even make their first attack. And then once they do, your crowd will stand there in stunned silence. I've seen it happen. I know it's real. I've been on those lines, and now you can be on one too. That's what this whole series is going to be about. Not chops, not who can play the fastest licks, but about mindset, psychology, and discipline. The stuff that no one teaches, but everyone wishes that their kid has. And if for any reason you ever encounter any of my old drumline students, my old percussionists, they will tell you that the first day of any drumline camp with me involved a lot of what you're hearing now. A lot of mindset, a lot of discipline, a lot of musical psychology. Why? Because I know it works. I know it's important. The things I can play, the things I used to be able to play, the things I could show you with a pair of sticks in my hand have no bearing on what you guys can do. What I can do does not translate into what you can do. Does that make sense? Just because you have an instructor that can come in and play the fastest and hottest licks does not mean that you guys can do that too. You need to understand that. The way I was able to play in the past has no bearing on what I can do for you now. For the fact that I know I can show you the things that you're not being shown or heard or told. I mean, this is what teaching is. How many of you guys go to a class and the teacher just shows you how to do it before explaining it? It's not how this works. This is no different. You're going to get a practical story or application before you get to the demonstration. That way you understand what's happening before you see it. That is important. So here's what no one tells you. Every note that you play is a promise. A promise to your section that you're not going to quit on them. A promise to your band that you're part of the engine, a promise to yourself that you won't settle for sloppy. The psychology of detail is everything. Why do we care about posture? Many of you, if you get to have me stand in front of your line, that's going to be the first thing I bring up. And I'll be honest with you, it'll drive you nuts because I won't get off of it. Why? Because posture is discipline. That's the first thing any audience or judge will ever see from you guys. They're going to look at you. They're going to judge you before you ever play a note. And I know that we live in a society, that we're raising you in a society where we talk about judgment being bad. But guess what? That's what people do. That's what judges do. It's in their title. They're going to look at the way you stand there and they're going to already judge in their mind how you're going to sound before they ever hear you. It's that important. Discipline is visible. Why do you think a large part of your score in a contest is visual? General effect. That's how you look. As directors and instructors, we're not harping on you. It's a very real part of the discipline, a very real part of the score, a very real part of the general effect of the whole thing. The same thing about why we care about stick heights. It's visual. But stick heights are also accountability. And what about velocity? I know some of you guys have never heard that term, but any drumline or percussionist that's stood in front of, that's had me standing in front of them, have heard that term repeatedly. Velocity. What is velocity? Velocity is honesty. Either you're playing with intention or you're just phoning it in. When you shift your mindset from I'm just playing drums to I'm building precision with people, with percussionists who count on me, everything changes. Suddenly, the whole percussion section isn't just a hangout. It's a team. It's a standard. It's a legacy. Now, I get emotional about this because I've lived it. I've seen kids who thought that they weren't good enough become leaders because they bought into the mindset. I've seen some of these students become business leaders in their communities. I've seen them start things from scratch because of the grit that they developed using this mindset. I've seen programs, have been part of programs that were on the edge of collapse, find their heartbeat again because a group of kids decided that discipline mattered more than excuses. I've seen it happen in real time more than once. I've had students tell me, years later, you were in my head every day. Every time I wanted to slack off, I could hear your voice saying, fix it, do it right, get out of your head, don't you dare settle. That's what I want for you with this series. I want to be in your ears every day, pushing you, reminding you, challenging you, because I know what this activity can give you if you take it seriously, because I know what it gave me. It's more than music. It's a mindset and a discipline that you'll carry into the rest of your life. The lessons that you learn here in the fine arts will follow you when you go into college for the first time. Maybe you're already in college now and you're listening, and that's great. That means that these lessons will follow you into your first career, into your first big interview, or maybe you're going into business for yourself, and it will follow you into that first contract negotiation. That's how real this is. And then for others, beyond work, it could follow you into your first young family. The leadership that your family needs This has nothing to do with genders. It has to do with leadership. Somebody has to lead that family. Why not you? And those lessons that you learn to do that are going to come from your fine arts exposure. Now, let me be clear. This first episode of this series is longer. We're just going past 15 minutes now. I want to give you the foundation. I want to pour this into you so that the rest of the series has something to stand on. But the rest is going to come fast and hard. Short, snappy, intense, just like a clinic. You're going to get hit with information every day for 2 weeks straight. And listen, this, what you're hearing here in this series, isn't the whole clinic. I'm not going to give away every exercise and every trick or every fix. But why not? Because that's not how this works. The truth is, you don't get clean from listening to me talk. You get clean by doing the work, by cleaning the mess yourselves. By standing shoulder to shoulder with your line, by repping until it hurts. And not just repping, but know what you're repping and why. And how to fix it. And we'll go through that. But I am going to give you enough to change the way you think. That's the most important part. Enough to light a fire under you. Enough to make you dangerous if you actually take it seriously. So here's the deal. Share this with your section. Get them on board. Play it in the band room. Talk about it with your staff, with your instructors, with your techs. Use it to start conversations about what matters. And if you're serious, if you're ready to take this from talk to action, if you're ready for me to walk into your room, into your rehearsal hall, to your band room, your field, and fix what you've been struggling with, then reach out, because that's what I do. This is just the start. For the next 2 weeks, I'll be in your ears every day, pushing you and challenging you and reminding you that excellence is indeed a choice. Welcome to your clinic in the ears. Now let's get to work. This has been Mike with Soundstage EDU. And if you have any questions for follow-up, send us an email to soundstageedu@gmail.com. I do check that email. I answer it personally. I'll respond to any questions for help or understanding. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.